Just got to the airport. Time to go through TSA, then we'll be on the way to Providence. Just got through TSA, so probably gonna get a bite to eat and wait for my flight. It's 9:20 now. I boarded 11:15. Headed out for my first trip down to the Narrows River up in Rhode Island. Just got to the river and walking down now. Got my waders on. We're gonna see if we can do a little bit of wade fishing. Got one rod with me. It is my Penn Battle 3, the 3000 series reel on it. Got a 1 or 1.5 ounce jig head. We're gonna see if we can catch a fish. So I got about 2 hours to get it done. Not really sure what to expect, but we're gonna throw the kitchen sink at them and hopefully get a striper. This water is crystal clear. It is beautiful. Got a guy fly fishing down there. We're just gonna wade out, probably stop before him, take a few casts through here. Man, it is gorgeous water. Got clams on the bottom. I've never fished up this way. First time fishing in Rhode Island and up the East Coast for that matter. Bunch of little bait, some small minnows, stuff swimming around. So I just got down to the river. I'm gonna start out throwing these gulp baits right here. These are the 5-inch jerk shads. This is the Ocean Shift color, so take a look at them right there. I've seen some bait fish swimming along the rocks in here that look like they're about that 5-inch range. Not really sure what these stripers are gonna be feeding on, but I figured any type of bait fish in here, if there are stripers around, they'll probably be feeding on that. So I've got it rigged up right here on my jig head, and we're just gonna throw that around to start. I just talked to a gentleman who came by and said that the seaweed is pretty thick and he was getting it on every cast. Not really looking forward to that, but I'm gonna just cast away, see what I can get, and figure it out as I go. Like I said, haven't fished up here before, pulling off on the side of the road, trying part of the river, and we'll see what we get. So got about 2 hours to fish. I've seen some fly anglers that are, you know, throwing some smaller profile baits, but hoping that a hungry striper would be looking for, you know, something about this size, a little bit better size for a meal. Let's just take a few casts, see what's going on. Looks like it drops off pretty good right here. Since the current's going out, I'll cast up, jig it back as the current kind of brings it through. Now, I was feeling pretty excited at this point. I was at a new body of water in a new state, targeting a fish that I have plenty of experience fishing for back home in Maryland and on the Chesapeake Bay. But I didn't know what to expect at this river. Completely new body of water and a style of fishing that I'm not really used to, which is wade fishing. So I took a lot of casts and was casting and casting and casting, not getting bites, but I was hopeful and knew that I needed to be patient because I had all afternoon to fish. So after a while of no action, I finally saw the first sign of life. You're giving me hope, man.
What's up?
I said you're giving me hope.
Oh, yeah. A lot of shit in the water.
So much, man. All right, guys, I just got some good intel from the gentleman who was fishing down to the left of me. Went over and asked him a few questions. He's caught like 2 or 3 fish now, and he said I need to downsize my jig head to like a 1/4 ounce and small bait profile. So he said it's about 8 feet deep in here, and the fish are glued to bottom, feeding on stuff that kind of looks natural floating along the bottom, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I downsized my jig, got a little paddle tail, and we're gonna get out here and try and get one. You catching mostly schoolies in here, like mid-20s and stuff?
What's up?
You catching mostly schoolies in here, like mid-20s?
Got a 48 incher for this.
Recently?
Last fall.
Oh, wow.
Same time of year. Biggest one this year is 42.
Damn, man.
It's insane. I've caught 8-inch fish in here, and yeah, 48 was the biggest one.
Wow. You mind if I slide down closer to the bridge?
Huh?
Are you fishing down that way?
Let me go over here. This like, there's like kind of underneath the bridge, there's a hole this deeper, this whole section here.
Yeah.
And then a little bit up here. I'm just gonna fish the top up here, but this whole stretch of fishing right here is good. If you're not getting any bites, move maybe 15 feet down.
Okay, just keep casting.
Yeah.
All right, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was great to see a fish caught, and it was a little bit of a confidence boost because I knew that I wasn't just casting into the abyss. I actually talked to that guy, he gave me some great information and had me feeling a lot better about the rest of the afternoon, but unfortunately it was a tough bite for me. I saw him catch 2 fish and I tried switching lures, I tried adding ProCure to my lures, and I kept casting and casting and casting. And with the sun setting, I thought the bite was going to turn on because it was about the last 2 hours of that outgoing tide, which is a great time to fish. I didn't know what else to try. I got some intel from a local and casted hundreds of times on day 1. But unfortunately, the Narrows River got the best of me. Well, I'm back at the Narrows River. This is day 2. We're giving it a try again, hitting it a little earlier in the day. It's windy, cars going by. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We've got an incoming tide and that'll switch in a few hours, but trying a different tide. I'm gonna be fishing the same spot under this bridge, and if that doesn't work out, I'm gonna wade down towards the mouth of the river a good ways and just see if I can find a fish. Our goal is to catch 1 fish on this trip, so I'm hunting for 1. I'm gonna keep casting until I get it. All right, I got a 1/2 ounce jig head and we've got a 5-inch gulp jerk shad that we're gonna try and throw again. So get down and see what the river conditions look like. When I was fishing down here the other day, there was a lot of seaweed rolling through. Hoping that there's not as much going through today. All right, I've been fishing for about a 1/2 hour now. Haven't had any luck with the gulp jerk shad, so my jig head's a little light in this current. I'm gonna upgrade to, I think this is a 3/4 ounce. I'm gonna pair it with Diesel Minnow 4-inch Slam Shady, so we'll see if that works. I just can't figure out this river. I don't know if the fish aren't here or what. I mean, I saw 2 caught the other day. I don't know if it's a tide thing, but I'm working with limited time here. Gotta keep casting and hopefully we'll find a willing fish to eat. It's been hard for me to feel the bottom, hoping that this jig head will help me get down. At least the kid that I talked to the other day said that these fish are feeding on bottom. I don't see any action of bait being pushed up top. We'll see if they're down there. Hopefully that catches a fish. We're gonna try it. Well, in a last-ditch effort, we ran over to Pebble Beach. So I'm out on some rocks right now. Beach is right over there. And just gonna take a few casts here as the sun is setting. Who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and catch a fish, but it's been tough. I'm still looking for 1 bite. Hopefully we can make it happen here. By now I was feeling pretty stumped. I had fished for the better part of 2 days and had not gotten a bite. I had seen 2 fish caught and knew that there were other fish around, but I just could not hook up. I tried all up and down the Narrows River, and we even drove over to a state park to check out and see if we could see any bird action along the cliffs, and that yielded nothing. So as the sun was setting on day 2 of fishing without a bite, I had something in mind for day 3 that was going in a completely different direction, but I knew that I had a very good chance of catching a fish. On the morning of day 3, we went and stopped at a local tackle shop called Sam's Bait and Tackle, and I decided to pick up some squid as cut bait and some bottom rigs, and we're going to be doing some good old-fashioned shoreline bottom fishing on the last day of the trip. Well, it's my last day in Rhode Island, resorting to doing some bottom fishing, so got my rod rigged up right here with a scup or porgy rig, and got a 2-ounce weight on it, just a simple wired bottom rig, and we got some squid. I'm going to be throwing that out just to see if I can catch a fish. I'm down at Fort Adams State Park. Really cool spot, and apparently a good fishing location for stripers, but they're not in right now. But the sea bass and porgy have been biting pretty good, so see if we can get on those and end this trip on a high note. Should just need small strips. The bait is cold, my hands are cold. All right, that's my rig. Got 2 pieces of squid and see if that catches anything. They're hitting me pretty good right there. I'm gonna get some better bait. It's very deep right off the wall right there. They're picking me for sure. I think
they picked one of mine and then I got all tangled.
I don't know if you saw, he caught a nice scup.
He did?
Yeah. Right on the corner there. If I catch a scup, I'm gonna ask those guys if they want it.
Yeah, they probably
Because
do.
it sounds like that's like a hot commodity around here.
They're good eating.
Apparently they're really good eating. All right, I just rebaited. It's very cold and windy, but let's see if I can get one. A little trick here, if you're using braid, feel that bite a little better, but just lay that braid right in the crease of your finger. Helps you feel those bites. Come on. There's a fish. What do we got? What do we got? It's a scup. Teresa! I got one. Curse is broken. I'm gonna go take a picture on my phone real quick, then I'll have you take one.
Okay.
Sweet, that is my first fish in Rhode Island. That's cool. There we go, guys. My first fish in Rhode Island. It's been a long week, but we got a scup. Cool little fish, reminds me of a white perch back home, so really neat. And I'm probably gonna give it to these guys fishing over behind me. I'm not keeping any fish, I gotta get on a flight later, but first scup, that's pretty neat. Saw dog?
Yeah.
Nice. You guys had any stripers this morning?
No, no stripers.
Sea bass?
He back?
No.
No.
Picking my bait pretty good. Good chunk of squid bait right there. That guy caught a pretty nice tall dog right next to me. That's interesting to see. Be sweet to catch one of those. I've never caught one. Let's see if that gets me anything. And actually, fun fact, earlier this week, the Rhode Island state record tautog was just broke with a 22 pound, it's like 22 pounds, 5 ounce fish. It's pretty big. I'll put a picture of it. It's pretty impressive. And that wind is blowing right into our face. All right, I just rebaited. Let's go see if we can get a little scup. There he is. That's fighting pretty good. Another scup. It's a good size one right there, Teresa. Want this one? Yeah. I'm flying out of town today, so I can't keep any.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just did a good deed, giving a few fish to that guy. All right, we're gonna go for another scup. Those guys in the boat right there just caught looked like a bonita. So that's pretty neat. There's tons of bait in here right now, and I'm sure there's some bonita or albacore working in. I keep an eye on them. Problem with rock fishing. I just broke off on my one, but I still have one hook left. I'll just rig that up with a big chunk. Hope a scup or something eats it. If I'm not getting as many bites, just because I have one hook, I've got 2 other rigs that I can rig up with. 2 scups so far. I'm happy because this week has been a struggle. Yeah, it's real snaggy down there. Got one? Nice. Whoa, whoa, get that up. It's a giant sea bass. Check that out.
All right.
I'm gonna set this down. Teresa, that is so cool.
Awesome.
You got the Big Fish Award here. Set him right here.
Yeah, let's see.
Can you let a little line out? I can pop the hook out.
Okay.
That is awesome. You actually snagged him in the head.
Oh,
That is a sweet
he must
sea
have been
bass.
going after that bait vault. There was a bunch of bait down
They've
there.
got crazy teeth. Yeah. Have you ever caught a sea bass before?
Never.
Awesome. Let me get a picture of you with them.
Okay, thanks.
Got them?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Love them. Oh, his colors are beautiful. Oh, missed him. They got me again.
Oh, you got another one.
Just a little guy.
Nice.
Just a little guy. I'm gonna throw him back. That second one I caught was pretty.
Size on those fish?
What's that?
Is there a size?
I'm sure there is. I don't know what it is though, but he's pretty. Ooh, that was a good hit. There he is. We got him. What do we got? Scup. My guess is it's gonna be a scup. Oh yeah, little scup. Cool. All right, just got a scup here. Bite has slowed down a little bit, but plucking away. This is my 4th scup, and they're honestly a cool fish. Porgy scup, whatever you want to call them, but really neat fish right there. Gonna get him back and keep fishing. Well, it took me 3 days, but I finally caught a fish in Rhode Island. And with my flight coming up in the afternoon, I was relieved that I at least caught one fish on this trip. Although it wasn't what I wanted it to be, I did accomplish a few things. I visited a new state, caught a fish in a new state, and caught a new species. I got to see some beautiful coastline, and I talked to some really great local anglers along the way. The vastness of the Rhode Island coastline and the amount of fishable water honestly impressed me. This is a state that I definitely want to make my way back to in the future. Thank you all for joining me on this journey to fish a new state. And although it wasn't what I was hoping for, it just goes to show good things will happen if you keep casting. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in for the next episode of The Water's Edge.